Thanks, Trav. Here's the latest now on the Tulsa City budget for next year. It calls for spending slightly less than what the city spends now, but gives options for new spending if revenue improves.
News on 6 reporter Emery Bryan's on this story tonight. Emery?
Well, Scott and Terry, it's worth noting that utility rates are going to go up in the next year, $3.60 for the average homeowner. And this new budget does keep school crossing guards on the job, though that was a consideration as one of the areas to cut. But in much more general terms, this new budget plan from Mayor Bartlett demonstrates his desires for the future city budget and his plans for the city within the limits of what's available to spend. The new budget proposal is the most complete look so far into what Mayor Bartlett wants to do with city government.
I want to approach it conservatively. I don't want to see us going through this again.
1 year ago, Mayor Kathy Taylor's budget plan was filled with cutbacks.
Let me be clear on one point. It's not the budget I prefer.
But even that unpopular budget plan ended up being cut much more because sales tax dropped by more than $10 million. The biggest cut in spending in the new budget plan is snow plowing. The city usually spends $750,000 to clear snow, but it's not in the new budget. The new budget baseline includes no new police officers, no new firefighters, 8 furlough days for all city employees, and keeps the highway lights off. Mayor Bartlett asked the council to consider new fees for city services to offset any spending that's not in his budget. The possible budget boosters: higher fees for burglar alarm and business permits, increased rates for parking meters, and billing citizens when the fire department responds to house fires and car accidents. Bartlett says even without new income for the city, he doesn't believe new cutbacks are needed, and he hopes generating new income for the city will be the hallmark of the new budget.
That, to me, is what I'd like to see, at least the beginning of this administration, as what we will be known by.
Now, the new budget does include more money for the old expenses related to the purchase of the new City Hall, one technology center behind me. That's because the city has not yet been able to sell off all of the old buildings that were emptied out when the city bought this one. They've not been able to fully lease out this new building. That's going to affect the budget this coming year. Emery Bryan, the News on